of control. Let's get into it. Fix this camera. See if the clock is ready, because you know I always beat the clock. And we're going to see how this go down. Y'all ready? And whenever he's ready, let go. Huh? One more time. Boom. Yeah. Okay. Pull up. That's right. And let's wake up those paws. Let's wake up those paws. Let's wake up those paws. Oh, yes. You know how we do it in the morning with the cool fingertips to wake up those paws. And seems so real. My mind won't let go. Bim, 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 bim. Y'all know nothing about that. Let's go. Y'all ready? It's Tuesday the 20th. That's right, y'all. It's 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me pissed. No, it didn't, because I'm good today, because we woke up again, and we are here where? At our bottom line. It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you guys, y'all could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me this morning, 6 o'clock early, I appreciate you guys. I want to know who's in the building. Also, let me know where you're from when you chime in. This way, we can make sure to get content from your state. Oh my God, it's going to be a fantastic day. Why? Because we all woke up this morning and we got another chance to get it right. All right, y'all, take me in the room right now. Y'all want to wake them up? Go ahead and get them up. Get them up. Get them up. It's time to get them up. That's right, y'all. I hope everybody's having a good day and slept like a baby. Slept so well. Want to see who's in the building this morning? There we go. We got Batty Lynn up in the building. Good morning, Kendra. I know Batty Lynn. What's up? Y'all got Grand Rapids, Michigan up in the building. We got Detroit up in the building between Kendra and Batty. Y'all know what's up. Saw that, Batty Lynn. What was it? What was it? Let me know if y'all want to give me. Let me in on the laugh. Mark Dorfman says, "Good morning, New York City. You look amazing walking with Big Gene." Thank you so much, Mark Dorfman. Appreciate that. Rebecca says, "Good morning from Grand Rapids, Michigan." Kendra's up in here. Rebecca's up in here. Batty Lynn's up in here. We all up in here. It's early in the morning. It's our bottom line. Y'all know how we do it. It's time to get to work. I got a lot in the clip. I got to make sure that I don't forget to let you guys know that we got a lot of coverage today, stuff that we have to follow up on from yesterday, as well as prior dates. We've got new late breaking information that happened just now that came in hot about 9 hours ago that I had to just fit in, because you guys know how we do it. We get up at 3, start checking out just in case we got some overseas news or we got something else that's exciting. Boom, then we add it to the clip. That's why we always make sure that we loaded and we locked over here. Again, you guys, I love to make sure that we got content from where you're from. That's why Detroit, Grand Rapids, Michigan, you guys might as well come on close to the congregation today. Stay in the second row, because you're going to be moving to the front row a lot today. Trust me when I tell you this. There's a lot to get into. So without any further ado, let's get into these titles. Let's go into this thumbnail and see what we got here. Let me know if my audio is fine, guys. Let me know what's going on. If you guys catch anything, my co-host gonna need you guys today, because we got a rough one. We got a lot to go into. So let's just do it and let's just flow. Again, make sure that you guys let me know where you're chiming in from. We love to make sure that we get content from your state, city, or country. And without any further ado, let's get it. We got this thumbnail right here. Trump. South Africa is out of control. As you guys know, there have been a lot of Caucasian farmers that are getting into a lot of, let's say bad situations when it comes down to rebels and different people that we don't want to put any titles on, but there's a lot of bad things going on in South Africa. President Trump spoke about that and basically justified why he was okaying a lot of people to come into the country, you know, because of what's going on in South Africa. We have that clip and we're going to get into that, you guys. Let's keep it moving forward because we've got some latest details also on 7 New Orleans fugitives that are at large. Told you guys the other day there was 10 of them. Then they caught 1. Now they caught 2 more. There's still 7 more fugitives that are on the loose that broke out from the prison in New Orleans. We're going to keep on moving forward because we also have the FBI who details bomber who died during an, oh, excuse me, I shouldn't even said that word. We got a armor that expired during an attack on Fertility clinic. That's him up there. That's the only image that we can get of Edward Bartkus that actually died inside of the actual bombing that he tried to do. He was successful in bombing part of the building, but he was not successful at remaining alive. We're going to keep on moving forward because last but not least, we got a judge that denies bond for a woman that was arrested for driving her BMW through that street fair. You guys, if you've been here all week, you saw that day when this lady said, "I'm late for work," jumps in her BMW. No, ignores the cop that tells her that she can't go through, walks up to the partition tape, pops it, gets in her car, drives straight through, and basically, of course, gets arrested. Luckily, no one got hurt. Yes, a judge she's got a few misdemeanors, but a judge has denied her bond. So no, she has not gotten a bond. We're going to get into these first clips, you guys. Let's get into this title because we've got some late breaking information that I just saw it, came in about 9 hours ago, so we put it right in the queue. This is President Trump right here. He's at the Kennedy Center and he's talking about things he wants, basically at the Kennedy Center at a dinner, talking about updates on information about Vladimir Putin, where we're at with the war. You guys know how we started off. Let's get into it. Make sure we stay on topic and make sure you guys let me know exactly how you're feeling about what we got going on in these comments today. If you like the content, do your boy a favor. Let's get those likes up, but let me get to work because I'm trying to stack this deck with at least about 4 clips so that we have something to talk about. And let's do it without any further interruptions. Let's go.
1,000 young soldiers are being killed every single week. Day. Should I tell you about the day first? My little conversation with a nice gentleman named Vladimir Putin. But we had a good talk. And I think that progress is being made. 5,000 young soldiers are being killed every single week on average. Can you believe 5,000? And it's actually a number probably worse than that, in addition to other people that are being killed in towns. And we're trying to stop it. It's a bloodbath. It's an absolute bloodbath. I've seen satellite pictures that are so bad, so horrible, and it's to think that in this day and age we're living with this horrible thing that's going on, and we're doing the best we can. This was not our war. This was not me. We're doing something from the last administration. How they allowed that to happen? It wouldn't have happened. It would have never happened. And you know, the Ukraine-Russia wouldn't have happened. But I'll tell you what else wouldn't have had. October 7th would not have happened. This was a terrible thing. Also, a lot of bad things happened in the last 4 years. But good things are happening now. We had a tremendous visit in the Middle East. We went to Qatar. We saw the Saudi Arabia, all the top people in UAE.
Should I switch to Monday CRM? Updating this field is so confusing.
And we're going to give you guys an update now. Because you guys have been so generous throughout the week, we are now going to go ahead and get YouTube, what is it? The main YouTube. We're going to get that so we can get rid of those commercials. I forgot what the name of it is. Actually, whatever it is, when you pay for YouTube, we're going to go ahead and do that because you guys have been so generous. I don't want to keep the money for myself. It's not a lot anyway, but I do appreciate it. You guys have been generous this week, so we're going to go ahead and get YouTube. I think it's Prime or whatever like that, so that we can get rid of these commercials. Let's keep on moving forward.
We brought back about $5.1 trillion. That's not bad.
See? Why not, right?
And it's being credited as one of the maybe the most successful visit that anybody's ever made to any place. There's never been anything like this. Hundreds of planes, big wide-body planes ordered. Boeing, getting them from Boeing, but I think an order of 148 planes. It's a lot of 777s. Those are the big ones, or the 787 Dreamliners, and orders of everything. The AI is going wild. I hope it's as good as people say, because otherwise some people are going to be pretty disappointed, but it seems like it is. A lot of smart people are doing it. But massive orders into our country. We did 1.4 trillion in one case. We did 2 trillion in another case, numbers that nobody's ever really heard of before. And our relationship is fantastic with those three beautiful places. I mean, they're incredible. And money is like no place else, probably anywhere. Well, we have more money, but we didn't use it right. But that's all right. Now we're starting to. We were losing in trade $5 billion a day. And now, because of tariffs and other things, we're making $1 billion a day. And the tariffs haven't even really kicked in. It's a big difference. It was, for the last 4 years have been a disaster for us with trade and, frankly, with everything else. So we're here for a different reason tonight. We're going to have to fix this one, too. We're fixing everything. We're going around Mr. Fix-It, Mrs. Fix-It. Anybody want to join me? But the Kennedy Center, when I said I'll do this, I hadn't been there. That's the last time I'll take a job without looking at it. And but it's got a Lee Graham and some people put in the budget either 200 or $250 million. Money was spent there. Tremendous amounts of money was spent there over.
Yeah, we got to keep on going, you guys. That was updates. You guys know what's going on with that. You saw all the money that's coming back from the trip that he did. I know a lot of people are probably against the fact that he's doing business with overseas. What I'm hearing a lot of pushback about is like, you know, they're criminals. These people do bad things to people, and you do have the right to have your opinion. But we have many different points when it comes back to monetary that's being done. Monetary that's being acquired from overseas, as well as who we're doing business with. I know you guys have your own opinions on that. We're gonna move forward because right now, we talked about this yesterday when El Chapo's family was okayed to defect from Mexico. That's due to the fact that his son is already locked up and he already told. And think about this, those other cartel members that's in Mexico would do something to his family. So the smartest thing for him to do is say, hey, you know what? Let's get my family out of there too. I don't know if you guys know about this, but this is more in-depth. Chicago, step to the front of the stage, please.
Tonight, NBC5 Investigates has learned that 17 members of El Chapo's family have defected here to the U.S. Tonight, NBC5 Investigates has learned that 17 members of El Chapo's family have defected here to the U.S.
Now, several law enforcement sources have told our investigative reporter, Chuck Gowdy, that this unusual arrangement is all part of a plea deal in Chicago involving one of the drug lord's sons. Chuck Gowdy joining us now with late details on this story. Chuck?
Stephen, Allison, with the U.S. sending tens of thousands of Mexican citizens out of the country, tonight we have a story of why the Justice Department is paving the way for 17 relatives of drug kingpin El Chapo Guzman to come into the country from Mexico. Chapo's kin tonight essentially defecting for their own safety as part of a guilty plea deal in Chicago by one of the drug lord's sons. The 17 relatives of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman coming across the border with jam-packed roller bags, some filled with thousands in U.S. currency, according to U.S. authorities. Family members converging last Friday here at the border crossing from Tijuana.
So you guys saw that, right? They're coming over here and they got bags of money and they letting them bring that bread into the country. You guys see that deal, right? Tell me that ain't a sweet deal. So wherever they got that money from, of course, they get to bring it into the States as part of the deal. Must be nice, huh?
To San Ysidro in Southern California. This woman among the group, Guadalupe Lopez Perez, one of Chapo's ex-wives and the mother of Chapo's sons, Ovidio Guzman and Joaquin Guzman Lopez, both of Chapo's sons being held here in Chicago on major drug trafficking charges. As NBC5 Investigates reported last week, Ovidio Guzman has cut a deal with prosecutors at the Dirksen Federal Building and is scheduled to plead guilty in July. Several current and former federal sources who asked not to be named.
Let's just look at the bags, how they're protruding in every sense of the word protrude. The front of the bag where you normally just put your socks or something like that, the middle of the bag with that little extended area, and the whole entirety of the bag. These bags are huge. In the entirety, they said that there are 17 of them. Imagine how much money they could be bringing over here in 17 big bags like that. When you go through the airport, they'd be like, hey, make sure you take your shoes off. Make sure you do this. What are they doing? Just rolling them through like whatever y'all got, y'all good. That's crazy right there. That's crazy.
Tonight, tell NBC Chicago that the immigration of these 17 Chapo relatives, including a sister, were part of the deal that resulted in Ovidio's guilty plea. The government's immigration red carpet for kin of a drug dealer may come at a high price for Ovidio Guzman. His cooperation against other Sinaloa drug cartel officials who are in custody here. The exodus of El Chapo's blood relatives is a clear sign that they feared retaliation in Mexico, and their defection may signal an unexpected end to the family's decades-long reign atop a cartel that has long controlled 80% of Chicago's illicit street drugs.
Your reign on the top was short like leprechauns. Cons. Check this out. Does it pay to do that? Does it pay to live that way? Does it pay to live like that with your family when it gets to the point where both of y'all in jail, or your female relatives are just running around trying to grab bags and find somewhere to live? Have you really made it big? Is it worth those bags of money? I would rather sell coconuts. I would rather make coffee beans. I would rather just do something different with my life, because that's the actual enjoyment of life. They did it for the money and whatever they felt like they wanted to do. Me, I look at life a little bit different. I'd rather do stuff like this. Now let's keep on moving forward, because we got to talk about that big, beautiful bill that was finally passed last night. Don't know how many of you guys actually like the big, beautiful bill or what it entails or what it's about, but we're going to get into that because it finally made it through. This way we can see what made it through, how much monetary is about to go through, where they made the cuts at. We're going to concentrate on that all throughout this week, you guys, to really break down what the big, beautiful bill entails.
Here on a Monday morning, I'm Todd Pyre.
And I'm Carly Shimkus. Lawmakers are now one step closer to delivering on President Trump's agenda after the House Budget Committee advanced the mega bill late last night in a very narrow vote.
Madeline Rivera live in Washington with the latest. Hey, Maddie.
Good morning, Carly and Todd. This is a victory for now for the supporters of the big, beautiful bill, allowing the legislation to head to the Rules Committee later this week. But some GOP hardliners indicate the bill is still going to need changes before it clears the House. The House Budget Committee's vote to advance the bill is a turnaround after 4 GOP hardliners rejected it on Friday. Some of their concerns included Medicaid work requirements and spending. House Speaker Mike Johnson said there were a lot of conversations over the weekend to try and address these issues. The final tally overnight was 17-16, with the holdouts voting present, which is essentially a refusal to take sides. It lets the bill move forward.
Look, all 11 of our committees have wrapped up their work, and they spent less and saved more than even we projected initially. You're going to have historic savings for the American people, historic tax relief for American workers, historic investments in border security, at the same time that we're restoring American energy dominance.
As for what type of assurances these holdouts got, they include speeding up the timeline for those Medicaid work requirements and reducing some of the green energy tax subsidies under the Biden administration. But the committee chair says there were no actual changes to the bill before the vote.
I didn't make any commitments other than the commitment to call another vote to give them the opportunity to allow this to move to the next phase in the process. I can tell you there were no changes. We voted on the same roll-up of all the reconciliation bills from the respective committees that we considered on Friday, with no changes on it.
Representative Ralph Norman, one of the fiscal hawks, says they got assurances in writing. Representative Chip Roy warning on X the bill still does not meet the moment. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt will hold a press briefing at 9 a.m. Eastern time today. We will see what she has to say.
They had a lot of scares about Medicaid and a lot of little fine-tuned areas inside of the bill that was gaining major pushback. That's why I myself am interested in what's going on with the bill and if it's going to pass. They say it only has one more security measure to go through, and it really may just actually pass. We're going to see what goes on with that, and we're going to keep on moving. We got 2 more videos to stack, you guys. So come on over here, New Orleans. Come on, New Orleans. Get over here. We got some details about those 7 inmates that we talked about a bit earlier. They're still at large, and the governor's basically saying to them, turn yourself in. Look at my face, y'all. Remember that dog with the big ears, the little brown dog that'd be like this? They're telling some inmates that's on the run to turn themselves in. Check this out right here. I don't know what that's about. That's just like saying self-deport, but okay. They're telling these escaped inmates to turn themselves in. All right, let's go, y'all. Let's go for this because we got these latest information on all 7 of these guys. Let's get it going right here. Come on.
Westcott of Corrections, Probation and Parole, as well as
Audio sucks.
Westcott of Corrections, Probation and Parole, as well as all of our federal partners, FBI Special Agent in Charge, Jonathan Tapp, ATF Special Agent in Charge, Joshua Jackson, Homeland Security Investigations, Deputy SAC Matthew Wright, also Secret Service Special Agent in Charge, Andy Kearns. Those partners are incredibly important to our success. They're a force multiplier. Y'all are aware when we spoke about 2 days ago, these fugitives may not just be in New Orleans, they've possibly moved out to other parishes and to other states. And the combination of local, state, and federal law enforcement working collectively to ensure the capture and safety of everyone is our top priority. We also have with us from the Department of Justice.
No, we're not going to do that, buddy. I understand you guys say y'all still looking for them. I don't care about all these names. We don't care about all that. People ain't going to stay watching nobody talking about nobody's name. Come on, get to the fire. Like when they left and they actually was walking out, this video right here is going to show the inmates walking in the French Quarter nearly 10 hours after escape. They talking about looking for them in other states and all of that. This is why I keep on telling you guys, not just New York, but everywhere you go, there's a whole bunch of Keystone cops out here, y'all. Don't know their ass from their elbow.
Look of the video that led to the capture of one of the inmates. This was released tonight by Project NOLA. That is a nonprofit that operates a network of crime cameras in the city. Now it shows Kendall Miles, and what Project NOLA's director says is another one of the inmates walking in the French Quarter. This was about 10 hours after the escape. Not long after the video was taken, state police troopers arrested Miles in a parking lot. Project NOLA posted this photo on Facebook Friday. Its director says the other person seen in the video went out of the camera's network before he could be captured. Also getting our first
more street work and less talking. Just get out there and move around talking about they went to another state. Start talking to people and get in action. Come on, man. All right, what else we got? Let me see if I should put another one up there for y'all. Is that enough? Because I could stay in New Orleans right now because y'all acting up. I ain't telling New Orleans to get to the front of the stage because I had Detroit and what you call it? Grand Rapids in the second row. My bad. Detroit was supposed to be sitting in front. That's why I told Detroit and Grand Rapids to get in the second row. Let's just stay at Detroit real quick because we got, matter of fact, let me see something. No. I think that's about enough. That's about enough. Let me see what you guys got to say about this. Let's go. Okay, we got Tebow Love 54 with a rose that says hi. Love you, boo. Get your bag. There you go. Appreciate that. Thank you. Demonetized says the inmates want to cloak. They want a cloak of invisibility. The cops have a cloak of stupidity over them. LOL. What we got over here? Angels Among Us says, boo, did you see the latest thing that caught 200 people in Polk County, Florida with Grady? I love that, Sheriff. Yes, we did that a few days ago. We definitely covered that. Kendra got her rolling off something. Demonetized says they're hiding in plain sight. There you go. That's how they do it because they don't got nowhere else to go. They're going to be trying to go to the mom's crib, get a different outfit, cut their hair. They're not used to another state. You got to think about that. That's the first thing. And then they ain't got no bread. Like me, I'd be homeward bound. I'd be trying to get to a whole nother country, especially depending on what type of time I got. Matter of fact, no time. You ain't getting no time. Stop playing like that. You're never gonna get time because you don't play around like that. Now let's keep on going, you guys. Batty Lynn says, yeah, we want to know what these numbers by what's these numbers by our names. It says something about like it's got something up here that I never saw this before, right? I'm gonna tell you guys what is going on here. It says John Forbes says Trump is crazy. We stand with Africa. We don't care what Trump thinks. Those Europeans need to get out of Africa. And French also. Annabelle says, wait a minute. This thing up here on the left side right here says community. I've never seen this before, and it's got a crown next to it. I'm gonna tap on it. Community leaderboard. So all of a sudden, they got something that says community leaderboard. And I guess every one of you guys, whatever number you tapped in, it's basically numbering you guys. I got to tell you guys something. This show is really the #1 show at 6 o'clock in the morning, to the point where YouTube has sent me something that says, would you like to be part of a survey? I want to tell you guys what we've achieved right now. We've achieved, like, our numbers get so great at a certain point. YouTube actually reached out to me and they sent me some notifications saying that would I like to be a part of a survey? Then I did the survey and it started to work. Also, they want to start monitoring my YouTube channel because, like, at a certain point, it's got a certain amount of numbers that peak. So they said that we're going to number your community people, whoever's like in their first or second or whatever. They're basically monitoring the channel, and they told me about it. I think it's a good thing because I hope that we're going to get more demo out of it. I've been very compliant with them because I like to do good business with people. So if they're telling us that we did something good and they want to gauge me off of that, I let them do it. So I think that's possibly what they're doing, and I've allowed them to do that. I don't own YouTube. What I'm gonna say? No. And then next thing you know, I'm up in here looking like this, glitching or whatever. So we got to play the game a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna play the game, and then what we're gonna really do, take you guys to a whole nother platform where we can really do what we want. All right, so that's what's going on. But I'm hoping that it's a good thing, YouTube. We really appreciate the fact that you made us part of your survey company, your survey contract, and we look forward to moving forward. Thank you so much. So that's what's going on, you guys. Now we're going to move forward because we got this situation in Iran where they're basically saying, look, we're going to have enrichment with or without you. We're going to continue to do a deal, or even if we don't do a deal with you, we're going to still have enrichment. That means, of course, that deal and the situation is not finished as far as Iran. They're still going through, like, what? Remember this, you guys? We're still right here with Iran. Remember, we're still in the middle of the wave with situations, and we're still right there with tariffs. We're going to get to those tariffs in a minute. Just stay patient because we got to stack this deck, and we must cover everything. Because just because you might like the stories, you might like the politics, you might like one part of our bottom line, a lot of people like to know what's going on in other countries. I guarantee you that because we do surveys on the spotlight and they tell us all the time what they want. And you know me, I got to get the people what they want.
Vladimir Putin and a separate phone call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky later today. And Special Envoy Steve Witkoff is optimistic about these talks.
I believe that the president is going to have a successful call with Vladimir Putin. They know each other. The president is determined to get something done here, and hopefully, if he can't do it, then nobody can.
This comes on the heels of Russia launching one of the largest drone barrages of this war, deploying 273 drones into Ukraine. U.S. Ambassador to NATO Matthew Whitaker joins me now. Mr. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us ahead of this 10 a.m. phone call. So do you think that Vladimir Putin is stringing President Trump along here regarding these peace talks, or is there a real path forward? And if so, how will the president be able to tell during this phone call?
Well, good morning, Carly. It's good to be with you. I think President Trump is uniquely positioned to get a deal done if a deal is to be had. I think Special Envoy Witkoff is absolutely right. Vladimir Putin will listen to President Trump, and I think President Trump's decisive diplomacy is forging a Russia-Ukraine ceasefire, which is delivering on the America First leadership and the peace that he has promised. Remember, Donald Trump on all fronts is working towards ending the killing, ending the fighting, and having peace across the globe. And I think a lasting Russia-Ukraine agreement, the president is going to put together here, even if it's happened a little slower than a lot of people think, is putting the United States in a position of global influence and securing our strategic interests. And
on Iran enrichment is 0%. And then Iran's foreign minister posted on X, if the U.S. is interested in ensuring that Iran will not have a nuclear weapon, a deal is within reach, and we are ready for a serious conversation to achieve a solution that will forever ensure that outcome. Enrichment in Iran, however, will continue with or without a deal. So where do things go from there with the foreign minister saying that?
Yeah, obviously, Steve Witkoff said that was the red line, was the continuing enrichment. I think that may be a little bit of political posturing and trying to appeal to maybe the domestic Iranian audience to keep them happy as to where this is going. But, it's very clear what the position of the United States is. And again, this is another area where Donald Trump uniquely is bringing peace. He doesn't want to fight with Iran, but at the same time, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. And so,
yeah, well, they got 30% more before they can basically weaponize that plutonium that they have. So we better go ahead and get a move on right now, because we're gonna have to do something about that. And yes, you and me and a lot of people in the comments disagree on that topic when it comes down to me thinking that we might just have to get busy when it comes down to Iran. I know you guys don't want war. I don't want it either. But I also agree when they say they should not have a nuclear weapon. I'm not just taking the side of Donald Trump on that. I'm taking the side of every other world leader, and everyone that has common sense. Sometimes you have to look at the kid that's saying, it's okay for me to play with this M80. Just take it out their hand, pop them on the butt, and get them out of there, because you got to protect the people that don't know what's going on, the ignorant. Now let's get into the comments, you guys. I want to know what you guys have to say about this. It's not plutonium, it's uranium. Whatever it is, they don't need 30% more of it, because if they get it, MJG, thank you for your comment and correcting me right there. It's not, let's say that a couple of times. It's not plutonium, it's uranium. MJG says it's not plutonium, it's uranium. There you go. Pop your collar, MJG. American Patriot 1776 says, fighting Iran is only protecting Israel, has nothing to do with the protecting Americans. I can't say that I don't agree with you on part of that too, American Patriot. Mike says, agreed. Montreal uranium is used for rocket ships. Oh, thank you. Really appreciate that. Uranium. Okay, Pat, why shouldn't they have them when Israel has them illegally? There you go again. Are you ready for this? This is that perfect example right here. I'm a little kid right here, right? I'm a little kid. I walk away, right? Another little kid walk up and throw something on the floor. And I'm like, why did you do that? But he did it. So why can't I do it? Why I can't do it? Again, those are the people with comments like that we just have to protect. Keep on moving forward, you guys. Iran is not a threat to us, says Pat. Frederick says Oklahoma City is here supporting the likes. This is a part that you and I can disagree on, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. That's why we made this platform. This is one that I can actually, this is me and y'all right now. We don't agree, and it's cool. That's why the platform is there. Tear me up, talk about it. That's why it's called debate, because we have conversation. You see, I'm not getting mad. I ain't got no attitude or nothing like that. This is the proper way that you guys have to handle stuff like this. If it's ever you that's getting commented on in the comments, that's how you deal with it. You let people have their voice. You go back and forth and you see if you can create a dialogue. If you guys still don't come to an understanding, you still should remain respectful. That's part of what our bottom line is. Just trying to show you and lead you guys by example. But we got to keep on moving forward, because we got the response to a sad story right now, a sad situation when it comes down to people's health and things of that nature. Because no matter who it is, even if it's somebody that we don't like, that's never done anything to us, we have to still care about them. So I say that early because of the fact that President Trump, it's basically, we have a small response to President Biden's prostate cancer diagnosis. They say that he has a very bad and severe case of prostate cancer. So many people right now are, giving their love and their support and well wishes to our ex-president, President Biden. What do you guys think about this? Can you be fair and impartial on it? Do you feel as if you have some sort of, care about it or hurt or whatever? Just want to know what you guys' take is on it, because I think it's just going to be a couple of sound bites or maybe a couple of words that Donald Trump posted on Truth Social about the diagnosis. But him and Melania basically gave their well wishes and hope that he had a speedy recovery, 100%. So President Trump responds to Joe Biden's prostate cancer diagnosis. And basically, it's on Sunday, President Trump posted on Truth Social platform in response to news that former President Joe Biden had been diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. Melania and I are saddened to hear about Joe Biden's recent medical diagnosis, he said on Truth Social. We extend our warmest and best wishes to Jill and the family, and we wish Joe a fast and successful recovery. And also over here, we feel the same way. While former President Biden and President Trump have had lobbed sometimes vicious criticisms at each other in times of crisis, they've often put politics aside to wish each other well. Biden reached out to Trump following the assassination attempt over summer 2024, resulting in conversations Trump described as very nice. Well, it's okay to be respectful because you never know when you're going to have to deal with somebody again. According to Biden's spokesperson, the former president, cancer appears to be hormone, which allows for effective management. So they're saying he's basically going to be able to manage it. But you have to understand that ex-president is very old. I don't really know what his immune system is like, because when it comes down to that, guys, it's about your immunity. Let me look at your comments right now. I want to see what you guys got to say about those topics. We up in the comments right now. Michael says, Lord God Almighty, okay, who is to come? Make Israel bold and say no to Trump and the nations and not give up their lands. Okay, you guys, we're going to keep on. What else we got here? Daniel says, I don't feel anything. June 20, 2024, his doctor said he was in perfect health. Out of nowhere, he has terminal cancer. Something ain't right there. Prostate cancer is the easiest to diagnose. Oh my God, you're right. My grandfather passed because of that. So does that have more to do with the lies and the cover-ups when it comes to the fact that they were saying that, he was actually running the country? And is that maybe part of the cover-ups? Daniel Lee, that's a fantastic point right there, Daniel. I like that. Pat says, too many of our Black people have no clue of what's really happening. Okay, this person, Pat, thinks I'm a Trumper. Okay, gotcha, Pat. Okay, tell McComb, wow, dude, flip screen. Okay, keep on going. I have to pray for that tyrannical tyrant. What else you got? Saddened that Joe will probably not be fit for trial. Okay, prayers to Joe Biden family, says Rebecca. Thank you so much, Rebecca. You still got to be nice and respectful, right? There you go. Mr. B says everyone should have good health. It's for anyone to go through and sickness. It's terrible. That's why I keep on telling people to eat right and keep yourself together. Angels Among Us says exactly, Batty Lynn. Robert says karma. American Patriot 1776 says allegedly. And Batty Lynn says prayers going out to the Biden family. I don't agree with them, but they're human. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. We don't have to be Republican, Democrat, or independent. We can be human. That's what I'm talking about. That's how we run over here, and that's why Batty got that glove. If you guys appreciate the content at this point that we've been running up, pools since 3 o'clock in the morning, got it going since 6, and nobody can beat us, and we proved it. I told you guys we was number one in this hour. I told y'all we was. Do your boy a favor and go ahead and double tap that screen. Get those likes up and let more people know that we're over here, because when you double tap that screen, YouTube sends up a notification and says, hey, something going on over here. Y'all want to check it out? And then people come to the comments like, what's going on over here? That's because you hit that like button. We're going to keep on moving forward, you guys, because yes, we got another situation where Trump kind of stuns Pam Bondi and gives her a nice gift. This is something I probably would have gave to my grandkid or whatever like that. But I think You know, Trump is really happy with his administration and the people that are working for him right now. So he did small gestures like this at FIFA, where basically, I'm gonna let you guys see it.
We're going to do what we have to do.
We catch
Thank you very
everything
much.
over
Thank
here.
you, everybody. Done a fantastic
We catch
job just
everything.
ahead, and we're going to do what we have to do. And thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, very much. Appreciate it.
So what are you going to do with that ball is what I'm assuming that he asked the president of FIFA. So what's going on with the ball? They thought that that was a nice gesture. He could have took the ball, did whatever he wanted to, leave it inside the White House or whatever. I know y'all like, come on, Boogotti, you really showed us that? Yes, I showed you that because it's something that happened and a lot of people are going to want to see about it. A lot of people aren't like you guys. Maybe a lot of people over here don't like him. Maybe a lot of people over here do. A lot of people in the middle say, you know what, that was a nice gesture. Could have gave that ball to his grandchild. You know what? Looked at one person on his administration that he felt like was doing good work. Let me give you a token to let you take back home. Take this, put it on the stand, something that you can always talk about. Think about that. When people work for you and they're really putting in good work, you guys should do the same thing. Small tokens of appreciation go a very long way. That means that person is looking at you from home like, you know where I got that ball from? Batty Lynn gave me that ball. Hey, Rebecca, that such and such gave me that. It's a token and appreciation piece. Nice t-shirt, whatever it is, small gestures go a long way, especially when people work for you. Going to keep on moving forward, you guys. Let me see what you guys got to say about it in the comments because I know y'all going to tear me up for that. Keep up the great work you're doing. Thank you so much for PJ. Rebecca says, yes, it is. Thank you so much, Rebecca. What else we got up in here? We got Kendra Walker dying laughing. Yeah, you clown. Okay, somebody's looking, whatever like that. You're a good man. Thank you, Michael. Kendra says, it's back now. Michelle says, it's going down. I'm telling Timber. What are you talking about? No audio. Oh, wait a minute. Passing the ball on badass. Demonetized. Didn't Putin give successful ball during the last term? Can't hear. Oh, you can't hear. Y'all can't hear me? Y'all can't hear me? All right, y'all. Y'all gonna have to help me out on this. Let me know what's going on. Demonetized says the sound is fine. Yes, it's just that video clip, boo. I can hear you. Y'all be so extra. I swear, y'all be wild extra. People are like, you can't. Yo, if I was to listen to y'all sometime, but then again, I kind of wigged out on somebody last week about audio and we lost the subscriber. So this is that part where I'll be like, yo, don't say nothing, just chill out. And it's perfect practice in motion as I'm doing it. So yes, I looked at that. I see the green is still on. Got this microphone up here. I don't know if that's still on up there. Let's see if that green is still on. That green is still on. Okay, what else? What you guys got for me? Let me see. A little bit higher. Rose with the thorns. Good morning, everyone. I'm trying to get people up here. Y'all messing with the show. Can't keep the show going like this. You got to roll those clips. People don't want to see what I'm doing. They want to know what we got going on up in here. So do me a favor. I'm gonna stop right now. How is the audio? Tell me how the audio is. Because y'all so used to the comments, y'all not telling me what's going on with the audio. Because I don't need to keep on going on until I fix the audio. It's fine. Thank you so much. Thank you for staying on point. Okay. Y'all good now? Are you guys calm now on audio? Are you good on audio? Okay. You guys are fine now. Nobody going, okay, cool. We're going to keep on moving forward. And just so you know, there was no audio on that clip. Duh. It wasn't no audio. So why didn't I just keep on going instead of listening to y'all? That's my problem. That's what I have to do. FBI says Edward Bahan, the bomber, what's his name? Baraka. He died inside of this attack, you guys. We're going to go over here to this fertility. Now, y'all owe me a bunch of likes for that. Whoever's in this place right here, right now, for doing that right there, yes, because it was nothing wrong. I need y'all to get the likes up. We really need to grab all those people that left because of all of that slowing up. So I'm asking you guys right now. I know you don't normally do this because it's really expensive, and I know it costs a lot of money. I'm really begging you guys right now because I need it for the rent this month. I really need it for the rent this month. Can we get those likes up? Can we double tap that screen to get those likes up? Because y'all made a whole bunch of people leave just now. With the sound, Bugatti. Oh my God, the sound. Oh my God, the sound.
Back with the Fox News alert, the FBI has now identified the suspect responsible for yesterday's explosion outside a Palm Springs fertility clinic.
We are fairly confident that Mr. Barkis is our primary suspect, person of interest. We are working through some other technical means to positively identify the decedent here. But we believe at this moment, based on the evidence that we've gathered, that is Mr. Barkis as the decedent here.
Officials are calling the bombing an intentional act of terrorism, unquote, targeting the facility. Christina Coleman is live tonight with the latest. Christina.
Hi, Joe. Good evening. Authorities say the suspect in this case targeted the fertility clinic yesterday morning and tried to live stream the explosion, but the video did not upload online. They say a tripod and camera was found at the scene. The FBI identified the suspect as Guy Edward Barkis, a 25-year-old from the nearby city of 29 Palms. Authorities say they're investigating some sort of online manifesto that Barkis left behind with anti-life views, basically views that the world should not be populated.
The subject had nihilistic ideations, and this was a targeted attack against the IVF facility.
Damn.
Make no mistake, we are treating this, as I said yesterday, as an intentional act of terrorism.
Damn. He got what he deserved, though.
Authorities are confident Barkis acted alone. They say the explosion from this large, powerful, vehicle-borne explosive device happened in a parking lot near the fertility clinic, which left 4 people with minor injuries and caused significant property damage. The FBI says Barkis died in the blast.
Good. Whatever. I'll call me what you want, but good.
This is probably the largest bombing scene that we've had in Southern California. There's evidence strewn all about in a 360-degree perimeter in several hundred feet in every direction.
Despite damage to the American Reproductive Center's fertility clinic, the owners say none of their team members were harmed, and their lab, including all eggs, embryos, and reproductive materials, remains fully secure and undamaged. Again, authorities believe the lone suspect in this case died in the blast and that there's no active threat of danger to the community regarding this case.
That's crazy. Crazy right there. Let's go on over to Chicago, you guys. Chicago, come to the front of the congregation because we got this terrible situation right here where these 2 men approached this guy that was outside his house. Basically, I don't know what happened, but a struggle ensued where one man had the other guy down and another pulled a gun on this guy and is no longer with us anymore, you guys. So this is a bad situation. Y'all got to be real careful when you probably have an idea that somebody's going to try to come do something to you. It seems as if this man probably had an idea that someone was going to try to attempt something because he did come to the door with a pistol. But he just moved too slow, got jammed up, and he's no longer with us. So Chicago, I want you guys to check out this situation where this killing got caught on camera when 2 men, like I said, they approached the home of this man, and it basically didn't go too good. I want you guys to see this. Chicago, step to the front of the congregation, please. Check this out.
Well, covering the NOPD tonight, video just released shows what led to a chase that ended with a burglary suspect jumping into the water at West End Harbor.
No, this is the wrong one. Sorry, guys. That's the wrong clip. Yeah, it happens. Here we go. We're going to do this right here. We're going to go to Chicago because I got y'all standing there. I apologize for that. Let's get into it.
On Fox 5, newly released surveillance video of the moments before a deadly shooting. Tonight, we're the only ones to show you the faces of the men who police say are the killers. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Tom Haynes.
And I'm Marissa Mitchell in for Sine Simpson. Atlanta police say they found the victim shot multiple times in the front yard of a house on Main Street. They say the men you see in the video are the suspects in the crime.
Fox 5's Morris Diggs joins us with the video you'll see only here on...
Sorry, Atlanta.
On Fox 5. Morris?
No way of knowing if this was a spur of the moment or just a lack of planning, because as you're going to see on the video, the faces are clearly visible. No sunglasses, no hoodies.
Broad daylight.
Look at the top of your screen. A month ago, in broad daylight, something is about to go down.
There's a thin male and a heavyset male that approached the home.
Those two came to this Northwest Atlanta street, Main Street. Now, going back to the surveillance video, the homeowner in black steps into the yard.
And they eventually engaged in a physical altercation between the homeowner and the heavyset male. The homeowner actually produces his own firearm, and at some point, while he's struggling with the heavyset male, the thin male produces a handgun and shoots the victim several times.
That resident, identified as Jeremy Charles, collapsed in his front yard. A possible motive? Robbery.
Well, it does appear that there was some type of a connection. Those two came to that home specifically.
Investigators need your help identifying the two in the video. They arrested a man said to have provided transportation. He's an older guy named Spencer Douglas Henry.
You don't have to be the one that pulls the trigger necessarily, but being a party to that crime can land you in serious trouble as well.
Same thing like in New York. If you're a party to the crime, you are going to get the same amount of time. Now we're going to keep it over in Atlanta because this happened at the MARTA train station. Anybody out in Atlanta? You guys know anything about this shooting that happened at this MARTA train station right here? Check this out, right, you guys. Aftermath of what happened over in Atlanta.
Story is in East Point, where MARTA police are looking for the man they say shot two people on a southbound train at the East Point station. They're calling this an attempted robbery. One of those victims was shot in the chest and is in surgery at last check. Fox 5's Eric Mock was there at the East Point MARTA station. He has more.
Heard 3 gunshots and everybody just jumped on the floor. And
This is video from inside the MARTA train where 2 people were shot Sunday. Mary Carson took this video of her and her boyfriend Harrison Blackwell just after the shots rang out.
We heard the gunshots and just were shocked and looking all around, and the guy next to me was like, "Girl, get down, lady, get down." So I mean, we got down.
Our officers responded to a report of a 2-person shot at approximately 4:24 p.m. aboard a southbound train.
Major Timothy Maddox with MARTA Police says when officers responded, they found 2 people had been shot. One victim was grazed by a bullet in the neck and was treated on scene. The other victim was shot in the chest, and while they were conscious and alert, they were transported to Grady Memorial.
Right now, we know that he's in surgery.
Maddox says the victims told investigators the shooter tried to rob them before opening fire.
Damn.
He says the gunman ran away from the station heading north and is still on the run.
So we went out and saw the guy was on the ground right out there, and later saw that the other guy that got the bullet grazed his neck. It was really scary.
Blackwell and Carson live in Raleigh, North Carolina, but Carson grew up in Atlanta.
I went to Woodward growing up, so I would ride MARTA every day, and so it's just something you didn't expect, riding on MARTA. And
The couple is grateful they made it out okay, but say at the time they felt helpless, not knowing what would happen next.
where is he at? Is he just, somebody going around just shooting everybody, or, just one person, just kind of, I guess, just hope we don't get shot next.
Eric Mock, Fox 5 News.
So not only in New York are they going crazy on the train, I guess in Atlanta, all over. You guys got to be real careful. We all do. There's nowhere safe no more. No state, no country. I'm sorry. I hate to be the one to report it, but it's happening everywhere. Come into the comments real quick. Let me see what you guys got to say about this. Christina says, wise people playing God. We all deserve to live. I'm so sick of seeing this. Batty Lynn, look at that. Shocked, right? Well, we got Liam says, hey, VIP, do me a favor, you guys. If y'all appreciate this content, do your boy a favor and double tap that screen to get those likes up so more people can see what's going on over here. We're reporting everything from all over. Liam going global, same like you, buddy. We going global everywhere. Angels Among Us 214, people going crazy. I only go out when I need to. Yep, good morning, CB. Check this out. Always want to be outside. Oh, you want to go to the club? You want to go to the party? That's like this. Every time you want to go outside nowadays, you're rolling your dice. You're rolling your dice to see if you're going to make it back safe. And that's not because of something that you might do. It's a lot of crazy people out here right now. And they all free. They all come from all types of different countries, creeds, and races. You can't just put it on one type of person because we've been all over the world with this news nowadays, and it's been everybody. So all I can tell you guys, how they say it, have your head on a swivel. Just making sure y'all watching y'all back and watching out for your family. Y'all appreciate the content that y'all getting from me right now. What we do every single day here at Our Bottom Line. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become a member. Let me see some of those memberships pop up over there. Let me see some of those subscriptions pop up. Also, we don't worry about that too much because we know it's hard out here for a pimp. We don't ask for too much, when it comes down to the super chats. But what we do appreciate is y'all getting those likes up because that gets much more people over here to get aware of the content that we got going on. Now we're going to keep on moving forward because we got this ex-deputy that's been decertified because he's been accused of taking a drunk crash victim to a hotel for sex. That's right, you guys crashed and all of that. Whatever happened in the situation, they wound up at the hotel instead of back at the station. I want you guys to see this right here. Check this out right here. Yeah, let's get into that real quick. Once you guys to see this, gotta always be careful nowadays. People will take advantage of you, no matter who it is. I'm showing you guys something straight up and down where the police, an ex-deputy, did this to somebody.
Starts now. Thank you so much for joining Action News 5 at 10. I'm Joy Redmond. New details emerging tonight as one of two former Shelby County Sheriff's deputies faced decertification today. Both were terminated after reports say they took an intoxicated woman to a hotel room after a traffic stop, and one deputy allegedly had sex with her. Action News 5's Amani Williams watched the hearing today. Amani, tell us what happened.
Well, we learned who first brought this to the sheriff's office attention and how an off-duty deputy, Michael Zaguri, ended up at the scene. Sheldon Smith, former Shelby County Sheriff's deputy, faced the Peace Officers and Standards Training Commission Thursday, up for decertification. He is one of the two SCSO deputies fired in June 2024 after reports say he pulled over an intoxicated woman, took her to a hotel with former deputy Michael Zaguri. Zaguri was not at the meeting, so the commission voted to decertify him by default. The incident came to light when the woman's spouse wanted to know where their car was, according to testimony.
The victim's spouse came into the sheriff's office substation and wanted to inquire about a vehicle belonging to him.
According to Carla Allen, director of training for SCSO, investigators looked at body camera footage, reports, and took statements about what happened the night of the incident. Termination records showed that the two did not report that the woman was intoxicated, although they found a bottle of liquor. Allen said the woman was seen on camera noticeably intoxicated.
She came to the house and did not have the vehicle. She stated to her spouse that she was intoxicated. She had come in contact with two deputies and they had confiscated her car and she didn't know exactly where it was located.
Once the investigation into the incident began, the woman told SCSO what happened after the two deputies took her to a hotel room after the stop.
Wow.
She indicated that the other officer had sexual intercourse with her. He stayed at the hotel for 1 hour with her.
Allen said footage showed Smith stayed in the room for 5 minutes, Zaguri an hour. Zaguri was off duty, but according to Allen, he stopped at the traffic stop on his way to the substation on a different matter.
That's bull. You call that dude, told him to pull up because you got a drunk lady and y'all wanted to do something to her, took her to the hotel. Homeboy went in there and did what he did for an hour. Stop that. He wasn't even working at that time. Come on, get up out of here. Stop it. If you think you're going to make a profit, stop it. If you think you're going to get this. They already got this, and now they got kicked off the force. Get up out of here. People like that doing some foul stuff like that to people they're supposed to serve and protect. Batty Lynn says, that's a shame. Some of these officers are so corrupt. Yeah, Christina, she says, shaking my head, this is disgusting. Exactly. People that's supposed to take care of you, angels among us, said, ew, an hour? What? Come on now, flowers in the hair says, luckily I'm dyslexic. What you got over here? Cameron says, great info. Appreciate your hard work. I don't get all of this info from my news. Thank you so much for noticing. We try to be very rounded and we try to make sure that we get news from everywhere. Sometimes it might be politics out of nowhere. Then it might be something that got to do with Iran. Also, the reason I do that is for shock value as well as for sequence, because some of you guys won't stay around for some of that stuff. Y'all be like, man, I'm gonna leave because I don't want to watch this. But then you'd be like, yo, because he's gonna play another video after that. So you might just let it go. You might just let that video play to let that person that actually does want to see it get that information. And then your video comes up next, boom, for whatever you like, whether it's a shock, whether it's people getting arrested, whatever the case may be. It's like that. The show is very rounded and we love it that way. We like to keep things going like that. That's how we do it. David says, everyone wants victim status nowadays. What else we got? Mark Dorfman says, send the cops to jail. That's disgusting. Who can you trust? Exactly. This is just like the regular news. All bad news. Not always, not all the time. Angels Among Us says, definitely not new. It's not always bad news, but sometimes the news is bad. But guess what? Does that mean that we need to be blinded about it because of the fact that it's bad news? Or do we open our eyes to become aware of it, to make other people aware of what they need to look out for? Like small children that look up to police. They need to know that everybody is a human and that they're not always perfect. That's what they need to know. That's what people really need to know. Even though mommy might be the princess and the queen of the world, mommy does not know 100% of everything. I had to learn that myself. Like, you know what? I love my mother, but she don't know everything. Donald Trump doesn't know everything. This person doesn't know everything. That's how you got to look at life. And you don't know everything. Me, don't know everything, but we're still learning. And it's cool to have debates and to learn on platforms like this. We're going to keep on moving forward because you remember last week that one lady that was driving erratically and she had the nerve to say, I'm late for work, and drove through a festival. Yeah, well, the judge just said, boom, bail denied. Come on over here. Assume a position. Got her inside there, locked up. They won't let her out. They won't let her out. She's locked up. They won't let her out. No. She tried to run through the festival, and now she got locked up quick, trying to get out of jail. The judge said the charge is gonna stick. I think she was kind of stupid. The move she made was dumb. All I can say is, baby, now it's time to pay up, cause your ass got locked up. The judge won't let her out.
Stop! Stop your car! Stop! Stop!
Excuse me, y'all.
There's a lady running out of
Terrifying moments caught on camera as a driver attempts to drive through the busy Laurel Main Street Festival over the weekend. Police say it began when driver Kai DeBerry Bostic realized she was stuck by the road closures for the annual affair.
There has to be another way. I'm not taking a taxi all the way to Virginia. I work in Virginia.
I understand, and I apologize for the inconvenience.
But when she was told she could not leave, the interaction with police quickly escalated.
Oh, I gotta go to work. What do you want me to do? Like, I have to go to work.
You cannot get out. I can't help you with that. Please do not disturb this area.
I might have to.
Ma'am.
She made it a lot worse than it needed to be.
In the video where DeBerry is behind the wheel, a woman is seen pulling a child out of the way and other festival goers trying to get her to stop. WMAR2 News is told the officer was also injured, but is expected to be okay. Deputy Chief of the Laurel Police Department, Mark Lazinski, says there is no excuse, as signage and public messaging leading up to the event show the road will be blocked off for hours.
Her behavior was so reckless and so dangerous. It's a miracle that we're talking about what we're talking about now, signage, as opposed to what could have been a tragic event here in the city.
After her arrest, police say DeBerry continued to resist officers and failed to take accountability for her actions, laughing at one point and telling police, quote, I don't see what I did wrong. The festival brings out 10,000 people every year. Lazinski says they'll be reviewing what worked and what didn't this time, as is normal practice after a large event, so changes could be coming.
One thing that I wouldn't change is how our officers responded, not only to this incident, but to the propane tank blowing up earlier in the morning, and just the heroic, courageous, efforts that they put in to keep our residents safe here in the city.
Nope, I gotta say even further than that. I do not think that he was right at all. I think as soon as he started talking to her, when she said she's not listening, when she got out and she walked over to that tape, he should have said, please don't disturb the tape. And when she said like that, Pop, come here for a minute. Watch your head. and her ass should have been locked up. So she wouldn't have been able to get in the car and do all of that. I'd rather have her locked up from that than potentially trying to hurt people. Let me get in these comments and see what you guys got going on. Thought Garden says, oh yeah, no sideline people, y'all be well. Michelle says, the entitlement continue. There you go. She could have hit those kids. No care. Reckless, says Angels Among Us 214. Christina Shelton says, at demo, Angels, I thought you had a glove. Where your glove at? Angels, where's your glove at? Aaron Yanni says she needs to be in a mental ward in jail. Thought Garden says worry. Thought Garden says, do you worry about wasting your life? Okay, you can worry about saying something right on another channel though. Bang! Out of here. Keep on moving. Now we got no. That's right, Kendra. No, they need not to let her out. Demonetized said the trolls are late this morning because they were busy dialing them manginas with a traffic cone. Demonetized is going in. Yo, do me a favor. Let me know who these trolls is because I'm already catching them. Because when I come in, I just get them up out of here. But the show is going so good that all you guys got to do is ignore them and they'll leave anyway. Let the trolls do what they're going to do unless they start like stacking troll stuff and just let me get out of here. The trolls, just ignore them. Watch them. They're gonna get mad because they ain't getting no response. That's how you deal with them. Just don't even respond to them. And then if they get crazy, bang, let me know and I'll get them up out of here. But now we got to move forward, you guys. You heard about that boxing match that Aiden Ross was at with Antonio Brown, the ex-NFL, the former NFL player. He was detained at a boxing event, and he was allegedly detained for powing up in the air. But after we did some further investigation, we found out that they said that he was about to probably get robbed. So that's why he pulled out the pow and let off the boom bow. So check this out right here, you guys. I want you to see what happened. It's actually pretty detailed, the incident and everything. It looked like to me he had a fight with a police officer, knocked him to the ground too. Pretty crazy. This clip here wants to play so bad. I can't wait for it to for its time to show. Maybe it's the next one, but I want you guys to see this one right here with this former NFL player and the situation that happened the other day. Check this out.
Get down. Caught on camera, former NFL star Antonio Brown says he was temporarily detained by police after he allegedly fired gunshots at a boxing event. The gunfire reportedly taking place outside of the venue early Saturday morning.
Local 10 News reporter Henny Yashivi reporting from Miami's Little Haiti neighborhood.
Handcuffed for questioning and later released. Former NFL wide receiver Antonio Brown involved in a brawl with other men. Miami police say it happened early Saturday morning around 3. The former Bucks and Steelers player allegedly firing a weapon during the altercation.
Watch out, watch out. Hey, watch out. Back up, come, back up.
Brown posting on the social media platform X yesterday morning saying he was jumped by multiple people who tried to steal his jewelry and cause physical harm to him.
Back up, come, back up.
Miami police responding to a shot spotter alert. An officer telling Local 10 they interviewed several people. The ex-football star says he was questioned and later released after police heard his side of the story. Police say when they got here, they discovered an event at one of these warehouses in Little Haiti. The boxing event hosted by online streamer Aiden Ross.
I'm press charges right now. Why is he detained? He's detained. Why?
Brown posting online, he's speaking with his lawyers and plans to take legal action against those who jumped him.
Not a lot of people know about this, Brad.
Yeah, y'all. So he pulled out the swimmy and let go. I don't know. There's a lot of people around, but if he's basically saying that they was trying to surround him and rob him, it's pretty hard right there. Plus, the cops didn't take him. So what y'all got to say about that? Anybody know about this? Batty Lynn says, that's nuts. Pat says, that's what it looks like. They were trying to rob the guy. That's why I'm trying to ask you guys if y'all see the same thing I see. Aaron Yanni says, it is legal to do where he is at. Michelle says, because he knows them. Philip says, this channel is one of my favorites. Thank you so much, Philip. We appreciate that. David says, Little Haiti has always been a hot spot. So warning shots for what? For what then? Okay. So you guys basically agree with him. Okay, money privilege. We got John that says these people need Jesus big time. What else you got? Demonetized says crazy. He discharged a gun is not and is not a problem. Unbelievable. It is crazy. Mad Hatter says hanging out in Little Haiti. Nah, you never gonna find trouble. And you know how heavy his jewelry is, right? He got platinum with that big, heavy, encrusted those diamonds in it that jeweler made for him. All of his jewelry basically goes viral on the internet. So you got these guys out here starving, ain't got no money, and you walking around looking like 17 turkeys. It might go down in the DM. We're gonna keep on moving forward, you guys, because Chicago O'Hare, this is the second time that y'all messed up. The first time last week, y'all let somebody onto a plane with a bling blow. This time, y'all got an Uber driver on the runway driving through security points? Yes, a delivery guy accidentally drives onto the restricted area at O'Hare. How the hell did he get there? That's what I want to know. I used to look at airports and certain places like highly secured. Nowadays, Uber driver, boo-ba-doo-ba-doo, deliver this food, time to deliver this Chipotle. Next thing you know, homeboy straight on the runway. And it could have been something terrible this person said if it happened at nighttime. Check this out.
Another security scare at O'Hare. This time a delivery driver drove into unauthorized secure areas before someone caught on. His explanation might surprise you, as our Sarah Maki says she's looking into this and looking back at other recent safety and security scares at the airport.
Travelers to O'Hare will be familiar with what's going on behind us. Drivers coming through to do pickups and drop-offs, but park for any longer than that amount of time and you'll be told to keep it moving, which is why an incident that happened here over the weekend is so confusing. A guard stands watch at this security post, the same one a source tells CBS News Chicago that a delivery driver working for DoorDash used just before noon Saturday, driving miles on the airport's interior roads, potentially crossing runways before someone spotted him from the air traffic control tower.
I was just going to say, another one.
That's former air traffic controller and current business jet pilot Rob Mark, who tells us these incidents are huge safety concerns. I mean, how often does something like that happen?
Luckily, not very often, but I have seen it at other airports. And it's frightening when you're up and then you go, who the heck is that?
Police confirmed the 36-year-old man was working as a delivery driver when he, quote, accidentally drove into an unauthorized secure area within O'Hare Airport.
But now imagine if this had been at night in the darkness. I mean, where no one noticed this person. Headlights all look the same pretty much in the dark.
Wow.
This could have been really, really bad.
Yeah.
O'Hare has had several safety and security scares in the past 6 months. We showed you how police arrested a passenger for bringing a loaded gun on board a United flight April 15th. And December 24th, Christmas Eve last year, a stowaway found deceased in the wheel well of a United flight after it landed in Maui after departing from O'Hare. Police tell us in this most recent incident, they conducted a preliminary investigation, deemed it was a mistake, and no complaints were filed.
That's the third incident in that short amount of time. First the wheel well death, and then oh man, like I don't know what to say about O'Hare right now, but I know one thing: I'm not flying out of O'Hare no time soon. I'm not flying that. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but flying right now, I'm good. No, thank you. What you guys got to say about this? Mark Dorfman says, that's incredible. Could have been a disaster. Right. Now think about this. We got a plane coming in for landing, and then he driving Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Yeah, DoorDash, or going the other direction, trying to take off. Exactly, Mark. You're right about that. They hate us, says Pat. Demonetized says, I'm driving. He said, I'm driving. Michelle says, continue. Y'all be careful out there. Real talk. Aaron says, how was it secure? Exactly. Question mark, Aaron. How was it secure? Angels Among Us 214 says, Christina, I was thinking that too. Pat says, my people, please research how these Israelis feel about our black people. Christina says, just blame Google Maps. Andrew says, that's his DoorDash trying to get his tip. Sean says, go Trump. What else? Clint Williams says, gotta be super careful nowadays. Demonetized says, funny, I'm seeing tags from Texas delivering Amazon in Maryland. Pilot needed a Big Mac. Okay, Angels Among Us is dying laughing. Okay, hide us. What else y'all got? Okay, Timmy, thank you, Bunches, for the update. Okay, you guys double tap that screen if y'all appreciate the content. Now we got to go over to this dressing room and watch out for these freakazoids. Yeah, the pervs and the people that be doing crazy stuff. Y'all got to watch out for them because we got this woman that stops a man that was recording her while she was in a dressing room. Now he's one of them freak offs that he'll go in the dressing room next to you and put the camera up under the bottom of the partition while you're getting undressed. People like that. Luckily, he was caught. Check this out, you guys. These are the stories that I actually like. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys I'm gonna kill this story. I'm gonna give you guys the ending of the story at the beginning because I'm just so happy that he actually got busted trying to do some freaky stuff like this. Check this out.
The video went viral last year. This mom taking down a man who was filming her while she was changing in a department store dressing room. Well, today that man sentenced for his crimes. Paul Gonzalez was initially charged with 8 counts.
Under a plea agreement, he pled guilty to invasion of privacy for sexual gratification. Today, he was sentenced to 60 years in jail. 60 days in jail, I should say.
Your reporter, Kirsten Suzal, met that victim, joins us now.
That's a lot of time.
She's come to terms with the plea agreement. However, she's still frustrated with part of the investigation.
Yeah, that's right. And part of that plea agreement is that he now has to register as a sex offender. Michelle Chandler spoke at the sentencing today. Although she wanted to see justice, she mostly wants to see Gonzalez get help. She told me she even waived her victim compensation and instead hopes Gonzalez will use the money to get the help he needs.
I had a lot of anger. It was like all of this rage, like, you can't do this to me.
Michelle Chandler never thought self-defense classes would be a part of her weekly routine. She also never thought she'd catch a man filming her without her knowledge.
It's almost as if I can see you replaying every aspect in your head. That hasn't gone away. No.
It was the day before Mother's Day last year when Chandler, a mother of 5, visited Nordstrom Rack in Lakewood in search of a Mother's Day outfit. Instead, she found a man filming her from the changing room next door.
I bent down and looked underneath the stall to make sure what I was seeing was correct, and he was still squatted down. He had his pants at his thighs.
Chandler grabbed the 19-year-old as he tried to escape,
Look at
as
this
shown by
freakazoid.
this cell phone video
Look at this
captured
thing.
at the scene,
Pants still
while
down.
2 male employees helped to hold him until police arrived.
Put your hands down. He started trying to take off. There was a fight.
Chandler had help in the midst of a humiliating situation until she says managers told the employees to let the perpetrator go, leaving her alone to restrain the man who violated her.
I looked at them and I said, you let people get away for shoplifting. Where does this end? And she repeated herself and said, as employees, we need you to remove yourself immediately.
Nordstrom did not respond to our questions, but its customer bill of rights online says Nordstrom requires its employees to respect the basic civil and legal rights of any person suspected of shoplifting or other crime committed on store property. Investigators later found 3 additional women were filmed that day, including one who was fully unclothed. However, Chandler says Lakewood PD never pursued their identities. In the criminal case against Gonzalez, those 3 women are listed as Jane Does.
I was told, if this had happened to you and you had not known, would you want to know? Suddenly every woman would wonder, is it me? And it could cause panic and a sizable number of people trying to contact, like flooding Lakewood PD. Will they get peace or closure? There's 2 sides to every coin.
A spokesperson for Lakewood Police told CBS Colorado, if we were able to identify these women, we absolutely would. Unfortunately, in this case, we were unable to identify who they were. Still, Chandler wants to be an advocate for those women.
I want all women and girls to be protected. I also feel like I am the only voice for 3 other women that have no idea.
Now, a year later, she says she's gained a strength she didn't know was possible.
I would not take back what I've been through for who I am.
Homeboy messed with the wrong lady. How about that? He messed with the wrong lady. But I do not condone what Nordstrom did and them not assisting her. I really feel like they dropped the ball. And I'm doing business with you guys. I'm patronizing your business as a consumer to buy something. And I got somebody over here videotaping me. I catch them, but you guys won't do anything about it. I understand y'all don't want to get lawsuits, but where's your security at? I'm in the comments right now. What you guys got to say about this? That's pretty crazy. What y'all guys got to say about this? All these people, little boys need to be protected too. Go mama for being strong. There you go. What you got? Brandon says, if you're doing sick stuff like that, your human rights should be stripped right away until investigation. That's what Brandon says. Clint says, Jeremy, the last decade was all downhill. True, says Jeremy. David Smith says, save taxpayers money in the police paperwork. Ladies, please carry every day. Mad Hatter says, so he got away. Nothing happened. Okay, y'all, keep on going. We got Christina that says, he wouldn't have any balls left if that was me. They'd have to do a recovery surgery for him when I got done, says Christina. Damn, company's so scared to lose profit, says CB. There you go. There you go, CB. Aaron says, should be illegal to aid a criminal doing something like that. There you go. Jeremy says, kind of wild behavior, Mad Matter. Mad Hatter says, ma'am, it's ma'am, respect me 100%. Biden supporters for sure. Jeffrey says, there is no help for these people. He will do it again. That's right, because he ain't getting no trouble. Batty Lynn says, I am so glad he was caught. Employees need to be watched better around dressing rooms. Not only that, Batty, I think that they probably need to be sued, because somebody in this comments just said that Angels Indeed, says Kendra Walker. Somebody basically said that that's like aiding and abetting when it comes down to aiding and abetting, because basically you're helping this person by letting them go. And if you guys appreciate the content, y'all do me a favor, double tap that screen and let everybody know that we are, YouTube said it, the #1 show in the 6 o'clock hour. Why? Because we get busy over here. All the co-hosts always step up and do what they have to do. I appreciate you guys so much. And if you're trying to make some money, it's time for y'all to go to that to the description and hit one of those surveys and see if you can make up to $500, y'all. I always try to look out and put some money in your pocket. So go ahead and go over to that description and see if you can fill out a survey and make some money. Also, you got a business, mobile barber, you do some sort of grooming, you got some dog type of work that you do. I don't know what you do, but if you do something that involves promotion and you got a flyer website and you're trying to get your business up, go ahead and send your flyers over to bridgethisllc@gmail.com. You guys that did not subscribe yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become a member. Let me see you guys every day. Y'all also turn on post notifications so that you can be aware every time that we go on. Yesterday, I didn't know that I was going to see Gene after I left, downtown. You and I, all of us, we were just downtown taping. Once I finished my own vlog, I was about to leave. Somebody came and interviewed me and talked about Gene. And I said, wait a minute, Gene's here? They said, yeah, he's upstairs. And then they said it was about 15 minutes to lunchtime. I said, cool. So I waited. He came downstairs and we got up out of there. As you guys know, I manage him. And, you guys have won the interviews, anything like that, I think that you can go through me for that. Send me a DM. Also, we're going to be doing an interview with Gene Deal because you guys said that y'all want to see it. So now, because you guys said that y'all want to see that interview, I'm going to let you guys ask the questions. Everybody over here, if you got a question that you would like for me to ask during this interview, you're going to have to go to bridgethisllc@gmail.com. Again, bridgethisllc@gmail.com. Send in your question, and we're going to go through the questions, and then we're going to ask those questions when we do our interview. This is our bottom line and the reason why we do our show this way. Also, don't forget about it, the Show Your Talent search. That's going on in all 5 boroughs, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. That's the talent show where you come out and show me your talent. And if you're hot in Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island, one winner per borough, you're going to win $250 for your borough. After we finish all the winners in every borough, the last person will win that $1,000 cash prize, sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch and hosted by BOOGOTTINYC. We have the locations coming up, you guys. Don't forget about that. We're going to be here every single day. I got another show that we do that we added to the show, which is called the Spotlight, where you guys get to sit down with me. I don't have to wear this suit. We don't got to worry about the backdrops. We can do Q&A, get to know each other a little better. I can get an idea of what you guys want to see more of, and then you can ask me anything that you want to know as well. But moving forward, you guys, it's your boy BOOGOTTINYC, and like I always tell you, how about before this? It's Tuesday, right? I want you guys to go get some air, drink some water, thank God for another day, stop worrying about problems, deal with them directly, because problems present opportunities. That's right, you guys. Let's be happy for the day and God giving us another day above ground first, because if we didn't wake up this morning, we couldn't even deal with that problem. How about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. And with that being said, you guys, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy BOOGOTTINYC, and like I always tell you, y'all could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, same 6 o'clock hour, because again, we are number one over here, our bottom line. Y'all know what it is. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Stay healthy. Have a fantastic day, and get 'em!